Yo, what up? And welcome to the Tailgate, an extension to a regular podcast where we get you hyped and ready for the game. I'm your host, Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart, instigating George, and the man with some facts, Masa. This is the Tailgate. Good evening.
What up?
What do you do, baby?
How you guys doing? I feel like I just talked to you guys the other day.
Bro, I'm gonna have to get back into this.
Right? Yeah. Look, listen.
It feels weird.
It took me literally 30 minutes to set up what is a pretty easy setup for the Tailgate. So yeah, I'm rusty right now. For those of you first time tuning into Tailgate, this is where we break down the game, the upcoming game. Today's show, we're talking about Houston. This is the whole season opener. And we're going to break that down. We try to keep this show as short as possible, 30 minutes, although sometimes when we have to recap midweek games, we do it on this show, and those get a little lengthier. But again, this is supposed to be a tailgate. Get you ready and hyped for the game coming up. So let's
in and out. That's it.
Let's get to it, boys. I asked you guys to send me lineups so we can see how close to each other or how close we think these lineups are. I'm putting them up right now. So here's George's lineup. And I'll call them out. I'm putting them. I'm gonna actually put them side by side so we can have them here. You want to make it a lot smaller. There you go. Here we go. All right, let's go with George's first. George is going with Bigam at goal. The Pui people at center backs, Insua and Rolf left and right backs. Pavon on the left, Katay on the right, Leggett, Joe Benny Corona, and Sasha as Cam, with Chicha playing up top. So
same lineup.
Yep,
Same exact lineup.
We got actually not. Oh yeah, you got.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah,
you do
same exact lineup, except for Joe Benny and Corona. But I think that the midfield, those two just switch off.
Like it go either way.
So for those of you not on YouTube watching this, Masa had the same lineup. Deception that George wanted to play Leggett, Jobin, Corona, and Sasha, whereas Masa is going more with Corona, Seba, and Sasha. Corona, and no, I'm lying to you. Wait, who?
It's the same exact.
No.
It's just that Corona and Seba are switched.
See. We need to not do this, right? Because you said Seba, and then I read Leggett, so I figured there's two different people. I know they're not, but my mind didn't process that on time.
Preseason.
No, first game.
I've seen many versions of Leggett, so I'm with you.
That threw me off. Another wait, no, that's the same shit. All right, yeah, I agree 100% with you guys. Right, I think both Jonah and Steris haven't been with the team for Jonah for like what, a month, and Steris going on like 2 weeks now. So because so
you got the coronavirus.
Don't
Joe Benny coronavirus.
I don't even know I should be laughing at that. Honestly, I might just get canceled for that. No, but yeah. So I think those two guys are gonna slide into the lineup. I think maybe even as soon as our home opener. But I agree with you guys that because they haven't been with the team, they will be in the bench. But let's get into it. Yeah, I'm excited to see this in an actual game, right? Especially with Dupuy. I want to see if he can hold his own in an actual game, right? Like I think we've seen him and we've been impressed, which is a low bar for us with our Galaxy defense. So, but he's been impressive.
Yep.
What do you guys
Question?
Think?
Yeah. Without thinking a little too forward, say Dupuy has a really good game. Does he compete for that spot?
Yeah.
Or is it a given that he's off?
He's already competing.
Yeah,
already competing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree with Masa.
The way our defense played last year, bro, there's no one in that back line that has a secure spot.
Who was the best out of the defense last year, though?
Stairs. Yeah.
And
So
just like that, it's a new year, baby. Yep. He could lose that spot.
And so can people.
Clean slate.
And so can people, right? I think you put a scenario where the play has a really solid game and people has one or two fuck ups in the game, And you can make an argument for Dupuy and Steres partnership. See how that goes, right? It's a good. It's really dope. I mean, again, I'm big on him right now. It was preseason, so I definitely, since we all think he's gonna have to start, I'm pretty excited for him. I think that's one player keep my eye on because I want to see how he holds his own in an actual game. So really interested about this, and we'll see how that comes about.
I'm afraid, low key. I'm afraid, and I don't want to throw any negative vibes out there, but I'm afraid I'm getting a lot of Cuello vibes from Dupuy.
Tengo mucho miedo.
No, because Cuello was really, really, really good in the preseason last year, and we expected a lot. His first game, he come out here and it's kind of a deer in a headlight type of thing.
Yeah, no,
I hope not.
It could be. It could be. What I'm saying is, and that's why I'm intrigued by this guy, right? Because he's done well in preseason. The same way we were intrigued with Cuello last year because he's done well in preseason. And for him, especially because it looks like he has a shot right off the bat to start a game, right? Which Cuello didn't get. Right, a lot of players who come up from the G2 or are drafted don't get the chance to start right off the bat.
Cuello started the first game of the season last year.
Yeah, the first game of the season, he did start. Yeah, he did start.
Yeah, he got the start.
He had a false nine roll.
I think you guys are right. Okay, yeah. Well, listen. So we might go back to back years with having one of the new players start the game, which we didn't expect to start. So we'll see. Let's see if Dupuy can take advantage of that. All right, let's get into this. Right, we're playing Houston. Before we talk about Houston and what we think about Houston, let's talk about the G's. I know we just had a similar conversation on Monday, but what do you think we have to come out and do this first game of the season to get a win and to make a statement going forward?
I think more of the same. Where we high pressed, and it was more like a team high press, and it wasn't just like one or two players at a time. It was like the whole team as a unit was moving fluidly, and I think more of that. I think that's super key, especially against a fast team like Houston. If we push them back and don't let them play out, I think we should be pretty good. But it's Houston at Houston, you never know.
Accurate. With Houston in general, you never know, right? Like it hasn't been nicest for us, at least not recently. George, what you think? Anything?
To add exactly what Masa's saying, but to add to that, I think the high press has a lot to do with Joe Benny, just because of that speed, and I'm interested to see how he's going to stop the play, just in case they get in front of the first defenders, which is the offensive players, which is Chicha, Sasha pushing up. I want to see what happens if they do get us in a counter check or they're able to play out, how our midfield is going to react, if they're going to let them play or foul early, which I wouldn't be opposed. But a lot of what I was saying last year, I need our guys to score first.
Yeah. And
I think it's huge.
Huge? It's huge?
Huge.
No, I agree. A little bit of both. For me, right? Definitely want to see the press because I think like some of the in-game rotations they do allows us to press and not feel weak in the back. So I definitely want to see a lot of press, but again, like what George is saying, I want to see that pressing turn into chances and scoring from that pressing, from those turnovers. I want to see some scoring. Like that's ideally what I would like to see is like a team that presses from the jump and gets one or two chances from that press and Chile puts them away. Like that's what I want to see because I think that's something we could definitely build on and just grow an identity off of that. Right, we press high, we press fast, and we make those turnovers into goals. With Pavon, with Pavon's speed and skill, I can see that, right. And with Chicharito, who's definitely more mobile than Zlatan and who's willing to put in that pressure. Can you imagine one of those two guys get they take the ball from the defense and turn and
1-on-1.
Yeah, 1-on-1 or like Pavon or Chicharito are streaking down to go and you put them on. Like that's what I want to see because I think that's we're deadly as fuck there. We could be deadly as fuck there. So I want to see that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Houston just for a second. There's been some changes with Houston. Tab Ramos comes in as head coach now, which is interesting because I think I might be wrong, but I think this is his first club that he manages, right? Yeah, because he's been with the U.S.
First professional
Yeah,
under the youth
yeah,
teams.
he's been in
This
the
is
youth
his
team.
first like
Yep.
pro club. You could say the um, first professional club.
Yeah.
It's basically the same team. Just they lost a couple players, and
Well,
they only added Darwin.
yeah. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about, right? Obviously, Ty Ramos, I think is interesting because I've always thought he was dope, like youth coach, right? Because I always thought that especially with the U.S. national team, I think the youth ranks a lot of times play better or they play nicer. I don't know about better, and I know that the competition is different too, but they have identities that I kind of liked in the youth ranks. So I want to see I want to see if he could translate that into what I think is not a strong side for Houston. So I'm interested in seeing that. Like Marcel was mentioning, they did bring in Darwin Quintero, which is their marquee player now.
That's the speed. There's the speed right there.
Yeah, listen, I want to see. I think Quintero when he came in, he had a high reputation and people were shook. I think after last year, because my man even got dropped to the bench in Minnesota. So I want to see if we can find that back because it was the same thing when he was in America. When he was on, my God, that guy was a beast, and then he'll just completely
Yep.
fall off the planet. So, for as much as I agree, he still has speed, he's still deadly. If we can get him out the game early, like I think he becomes almost a non-threat, right? Because he does check out when he doesn't get his way early. So I'm hoping that's not it. They did lose. So apparently they got rid of both their goalkeepers and both their starting white backs, right? Ages de la Garza and
DeMarcus Beasley retired,
yeah, there you go. Okay, so like these guys are gone. They kept
and they got rid of Romer Kyoto too. Sent
yep
them
to
to
Montreal.
Montreal.
Yep.
Yeah,
Uh, and they still have Figueroa as a center back, right?
minor.
Big guy, but in my
Was a monster.
big guy, but in my opinion, he's not fast. You know what I mean? It's something we could definitely exploit, especially if we could get their white backs out of position.
You know, thinking about it now that you mentioned minor, I completely forgot about it. It's gonna be an interesting matchup because he's played Chicharito multiple times in World Cup qualifiers. It's not like he doesn't know how he plays, So I think now that you mentioned it, it's kind of interesting that you brought it up. I completely forgot about minor. I still think, we we're gonna do damage,
well,
but that's an interesting one for me. An interesting matchup for me.
but see, I think last year he had a good matchup because he had another guy who was gonna try to own the middle of the box and find something out of there, right? So he didn't have to do much other than go, body with him, right? Like physically with him. And like again, we touched on it, right? He's a pretty impressive guy. He's a massive guy. So like fighting against Zlatan was a challenge, but it was that one thing he could stand his ground on, right? With Pavon, which in the ideal world we have Pavon, Katay, and Chicha all moving and running towards the box. He's gonna get spun like a top head. You know what I mean? I don't think I think we have an advantage because of that. Is if we could get the white backs out of position and just go after Figueroa, I think we could definitely hurt them. They still have Manotas and Ellis though, right? Two guys who I thought that maybe would have been gone by now.
Yeah, I thought Manotas was gonna leave to Mexico, but that's another interesting matchup. Depuy and Manotas. You're talking about a strong physical forward, and then Depuy, pretty big himself.
But he's fresh.
Yeah,
He's not experienced.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say he's not experienced.
To this level? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, he's had MLS minutes prior to this. It's not like he's making a debut, but
listen, this has to
Everything changes
be
when it comes to the season, though.
and this has to be his first MLS start, right? If indeed he becomes,
I'm not sure. You might be right.
If
He's
indeed
still
becomes-
he's still
Yeah.
fresh, So it's an interesting matchup right there for me too.
I agree, and it goes all the way around, right? Because Houston's blog is thinking Quintero, and I don't want to be disrespectful, is DynamoTheory.com. They're in their projected lineup for this game. They're thinking Quintero out left and Ellis out right. That means we'll see Insua versus Quintero and Rolf versus Ellis. Right. Interesting because we talked about on Monday. We seen Insua. He's good at like his positioning. Well, like a lot about him, but I wouldn't say he's one of the fastest guys in our team. Right.
No.
And the same goes for Rolf Felcher, right? He's not the speediest guy. So going up against two really speedy guys, I want to see how that affects our midfield, right? Because there's gonna have to be, they're gonna need support. So does that affect us coming out if we get caught too many times supporting our defense to make sure we don't get caught in the wings?
That's why the high press is crucial.
Yeah, but the high press could fuck us up at the same time. Just as much as it's going to help us out, it could fuck us up. It's all about how we defend back.
So now that we talked about both the potential lineups, and some of the key battles, where do we have to win in the field to win this match, in your opinion?
I think the midfield. I think the key to Houston is what's that attacking midfielder? I forget his damn name.
Martinez or Vera?
Yeah, Martinez. That he knows how to spread the field. So I think if we could take him out the game, kind of like remember last year when we said when we played Minnesota, we could take Darwin out the game because he was playing Cam at the time. Mm-hmm. I think if we could stop Martinez from distributing going forward, I think we should have an advantage there. It's kind of tricky because they do have speed on us, especially on the wings. I don't know, but my key would be that taking Martinez out the game and taking him out early too.
My key would be the midfield, yes, but I think the midfield contributing to the wings, fast touching. Once the midfield gets the ball, instead of touching back and forth to what he used to. Sasha, I'd seen him do it against I forgot who it was. I think it was New England. The coach in the close. Yeah, it was New England because Bruce Arena was coaching. Doing the fast touches out wide, it felt as if the wings knew once he got the ball to hit those sprints, and he was connecting very well with them. Something that I didn't see in the two following games. But I think if we get that, we catch Houston kind of slipping with Pavon running down that line. If you get him on a sprint, he's either going one-on-one the goalie or dishing off to Chicha.
Yeah. Both they want. We want both. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Both is a win-win for us. That's definitely going to help us out. So transitioning from the midfield to the wings super quick, I think is going to be my key for this game.
I think that works. And it's super interesting because it's similar formations, right? Dynamo Theory is thinking they're coming out in a 4-3-3 as well. Same setup where you have two center mids and an attacking mid, left winger and right winger and a center forward, right? So it's gonna be interesting because if these guys are correct and we're correct in our lineup, it's like for like in a lot of positions, right? Where we definitely could exploit the wings and soak at them. So it'd be interesting. I agree with you guys. I think I think the midfield is the key. Whether that's suffocating Martinez so he doesn't have time on the ball and can distribute, or making sure that Rolf and Insua have enough coverage to be able to get up and attack, because that seems like it's part of our game. It's going to be interesting. Final thoughts before we get into predictions?
Quick question. Who on that website, who do they have as their right back and left back?
I'm gonna fuck these names up. It's
it's not easy, huh? It's not easy. Imagine if it was a Twitter handle. Yeah.
underscore.
I finally found out who did it.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
So they have Lundqvist.
Lundqvist. I think he's that guy.
How the fuck you gonna say it the same way that he said it? You fucked it up. Look this, and then Boss was like, "Oh yeah,
look this."
Yeah, I heard it. Well, I can't say his name, so I'm not gonna try. So pronounce it how I heard it. But I think he's a CB. He might be playing out wide.
Oh, really?
Because from what I remember, he was playing CB last year with the minor. Do they have minor playing CB?
Yeah. So the back line is Lundqvist, Minor Figueroa, Struna, and Bizema. Not Benzema, Bizema.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with other than with Minor Figueroa because he's played in CONCACAF forever. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with them. But again, right? Like I Pavon. I don't think there's a right back that could handle Pavon in this league.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
And then again, Chicha's another good player to move. We have questions on Katai because he has to, we've seen him in preseason, so we definitely have questions on him, see what he does this game. Anything else before we move into predictions?
Nope.
All right, let's get to it. Did anybody get something from Angel?
6-0 Galaxy loss.
Damn, Angel starting like that already, huh? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me write that one down. Angel 6-0 L. All right, boys. Who else got something from me?
Must I hit it? You've been on fire.
What predictions?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at this lineup, like trying to figure out how to pronounce this fool's name.
After me happy you up, you're gonna do some shit like this.
Yeah, right.
Huh? Damn.
I'm gonna say 4-1 Galaxy. I'm coming in hot, baby. I don't think defensively they could stop us. If the crew could put 4 on them, why the fuck can't we, right? So I'm gonna go 4-1. I think we get scored on just because it's the Galaxy defense, which we have some questions about, and they have pretty fast players on the wing. But 4-1, I got Chicha scoring 2. I got Pavon scoring 1, and I got Sasha Kletston scoring the other. Yeah,
Okay. I'm down with
that. He's been on one, dog. I feel it. I see it. I throw it out in the universe, baby.
All right.
Go for it, George.
I see 2-1 Galaxy.
George 2.
Dupui's gonna have a hard game, and they're gonna be attacking him. Out of all if I were a coach, I'd say attack him. He's a fresh one. He hasn't played an MLS game. Go after him, which is a smart play. I think he fucks up, and I think we go back to our Steris people lineup in the next game. But scoring for us, I see Chicha and Joe Benny. So no. Legit.
I got you. All right, 1-1.
We're gonna get the legit that we've been asking for, the one that's pushing up, the one that shoots. I need that USA legit, and I think we can.
I don't.
And since you guys both have us getting scored on, do we score first or do they score first? Are we?
We score first.
We score first.
Chicha gets his goal.
And you, Masa?
They score first.
They score first, so we go down and then we'll come back for it. Listen, if we come back to
coming back, not great though.
4-1 rally. A 4-0 rally. I'll take that. I'm gonna say 3-0 win. Yeah, 3-0 win with a Chicha hat trick. How about that? Chicha hat trick. I think he comes out hat trick and just shuts everybody up and gives Houston what they went out to see, right? Because Houston's gonna be sold out because of Chicha. So
yeah, right now
he's gonna put on a show. He's a good performer. He's gonna put on a show. Dope. Fucking Angel. He's the only one that predicted us losing. What a dick, huh? What a fucking dick. Dope, boys. Houston. Oh, both of you guys are not going to Houston this year. Sad boys. I wish Angel was here so we could hype it up. All right. Right before we head out, we have a shit ton of viewing parties happening this Saturday, so you don't have to sit at home and watch the game by yourself. You can go out there and hang out with some Galaxy fans, watch the game. To get a list of that, go to vp.angelcitybrigade.net, and it will take you to a Google Maps to show you where all this week's viewing parties are located, so you can figure out which is close to you or which one you want to get to with no traffic and whatnot, right address and everything. Get to a fucking viewing party. Listen, a lot of people put in work to make these VPs happen. From talking to owners and managers to going in person and scoping the spots out. There's a lot of work to be done. So
a lot.
Get out there. It's good times. Most of these places have drink specials and food specials. Most of these spots are all ages, especially for games this early. So get out there. It's gonna be a good time. For those of you who are going to Houston, like myself, get out to Truck Stop.
Truck Yard.
I'm confirming that. Yeah, Truck Yard. Truck Yard in Houston from 11 to 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, CST, I think that is, in Houston. So if you're in Houston, get out there. That's where we're going to meet up. That's where we're going to have a couple drinks before we're heading into the stadium. Get there is a good time to meet people and find your stadium buddy so you don't get lost.
Yep.
Get there's going to be a good time.
What's the weather like in Houston for this away trip?
Right
It's
now?
gonna be nice as fuck.
I don't know about nice, right? Because it's right now it's looking at like 60 degrees, 60 to 70 degrees with 50% humidity. So it's not gonna be as hot, but still a lot of drip going on. So either way, it's gonna be fun. If you're going to Houston, check in Truck Yard Houston. Go to our socials. Go to ACB socials. Go to B Block socials. Information is there. Hit us up on our DMs if you're lost in Houston. We might reply. Can't promise you anything. With that being said, it's another episode of The Tailgate. I'm your host, Rudy, at I Am Smarts on Twitter. I Am Smarts on Instagram. I Am Smarts on Twitch. I'm figuring this out, I promise.
We'll get better, yeah, we promise. This is our preseason 2. This is George, J Undefeated 7. Catch me on Twitter. I might be doing a halftime show too. Masa, if you could take your break around that time, let's make it happen. If not, then we'll figure something out.
I
might
could take my break if you make it to Tom Urban's, because that's the closest viewing party to my job. If you make it there, I'll make it there.
There's a thing called technology that I don't have to be there for us to be on the same page. All right, Masa, go. Sign us off.
Peace, love, and Jesus up.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.